Hey church, we are on Luke chapter 14, and I want to encourage you that if you're looking at words or phrases that you don't quite really understand or comprehend, or you just want to go a little bit deeper, there's some resources out there that would help you kind of find the original meaning of the scriptures. Remember, the Bible was not written in English. It was written in Greek in the New Testament, a little bit of Aramaic, but in the New Testament, the Old Testament was in Hebrew. And it's been translated. But sometimes things get lost in translation. And so what I want to encourage you to do is learn how to do word studies and learning how to use a Strong's Concordance. But there's a website that would also help you. It's called blueletterbible.org or net. Just Google Blue Letter Bible and the website should come up. And you type in a verse and it breaks down the verse in its original language. You click it and it gives you the definition of the specific word that you're looking for, and it helps bring context to maybe something that may have been lost in translation. So if there's things that you want to go a little bit deeper, or questions you may have about a specific story, that's one simple way to kind of help bring some clarity to what you've been reading. Luke chapter 14, I love it because there's a picture of a great banquet that Jesus holds, and in verses 12 through 24, he tells of this banquet as an illustration about the great banquet. When it's all said and done, he uses this illustration. He talks about sending out an invitation, right? He sends his messengers to go give invitations to the people that are invited. And as his messengers go and give the invitation, the people that receive the invitation are like, I can't, let me go, I have this thing to do. I got to do that first. I can't do that. I don't know if I can make it. I might be late, or I have to do this first. And they report back to the host of the dinner. And the host, the man, gets frustrated. And he says, you know what? All right then. I'm going to go, and this is one of my favorite verses for evangelism. In verse 23, and the master said to the servant, go out to the highways and hedges and compel people to come in, that my house may be filled. For I tell you, none of those men who were invited shall taste my banquet. Man, isn't that good? Think about that for a second. Compel people who are in the highways and the hedges, the highways and the byways. You know, the sick and the lame and the broken. He goes on and gives illustrations. Invite them. Because the people that I am inviting, they don't want to come. And it's a picture of culturally what was happening and what the mission of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Fact is, you and I are messengers. And maybe you're watching this and you feel as if you are one of the outcasts that are in the highways and the byways. And I want to invite you into the great banquet that Jesus is holding. And it starts with putting your faith in Jesus Christ. It starts with surrendering to him first. But man, there will be a glorious day when we sit before him in heaven, and the feast that we will have, the friendships and the fellowship and the joy that we will have is going to be so amazing. Church, this should compel you and I when we're thinking, let's make this very practical. When you're thinking about when this coronavirus lifts, or even when it doesn't, taking care of people that can't take care of themselves. Inviting people in who normally don't receive invites. I want to challenge you to look at your life. Look at your life, look at your invites, look at your text messages. Let's just start there because we're in quarantine. Who have you been texting? Who have you been calling? Is it the same group? Or are you reaching out even to the hedges of your contacts? Even to the highways and the byways of your contacts, or your Rolodex, or the contacts on your phone, people you barely reach out to, maybe once or twice. I want to encourage you to invite them to watch a sermon with you, or do a watch party on Facebook, or invite them to watch one of these devotionals. I want to encourage you to invite them to a Zoom and just connect with them and laugh with them and share the gospel with them. I want to invite you to go onto the highways and the byways, just your contacts in your phone, and see what God does. Send someone dinner. Just do whatever you need to do. Because, man, it's so wonderful to know that Jesus has commissioned us to go out and do these kind of things. So I want to encourage you, church, if you haven't done it yet, look for those that are lost and broken and reach out for an invite. And this verse has sparked something creative that jumped in my spirit as I read it, that I put down in my notes, that when we finally do get the opportunity to come together and this thing lifts, because it's going to lift, I want to do a huge cookout. But I want to do a cookout not only for church, not a church picnic, but I want to do a cookout and invite everyone in our community. Del Mar, Glenmont, and just have a cook-off, food cook-off, free food, friends, and just nothing too expensive, nothing too crazy, but just inviting people to hear a gospel message and sharing a meal. So I don't have all the logistics of how it's going to look just yet, but when I look at Scripture, I want to do what it says. And so I look forward to that once it's done, when this thing is over, sitting and strategizing with some of you. If you're interested in that, shoot me an email and maybe you can help me strategize how we're going to do it. All right? Because I believe that we are set in Albany, New York, in Del Mar. Legacy Church is there for a reason. And we're going to do a great work once this is all said and done. And even while we're doing it, store up. So start with your contacts. Reach out to those whom you might know don't know Jesus. Share your faith, share the gospel with them, and then get them connected, read the Bible with them, and then in the future, I look forward to strategizing, bringing this banquet feast to pass at Legacy in a really cool way. Hey, I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in every day and for feeding yourself as we prepare for Good Friday and Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to not see you there, but via online. But I love you very much, and I hope you have a great week.